Hi, people. I hope you're all well. Hope you had a good Easter if you marked that. Okay, this one's a little bit different. Um, and it's sort of an open question. And I'd like some feedback. I'd like some insight into the issues around this. Now, most of my subscribers are guys. I reckon probably two-thirds are men. Um, but this particular video, this particular topic, I'm thinking more about women, and I'd ideally like women to answer. And I'm not going to say only women can answer, anyone can answer, but ideally, I'd really, really like to hear female perspectives on this. Because with other guys, it could just be like, maybe we'd have a similar way of thinking, or maybe it's just not as insightful. It doesn't quite get into the issue of what another guy could sort of say, well, yes, I recognize that as well, or maybe it's for this reason, and maybe it's for that reason. But ultimately, what better way to ask how someone is thinking than by asking the person himself? Now, a few disclaimers here. I know not all women think alike, so I'm not expecting anyone to. I'm not saying that you need to answer for all other women, but even if you just give your own perspective, that would be helpful. Secondly, it's absolutely not intended as a sort of generalization, like all women are this. But nevertheless, we do see a trajectory with some things, and I think this is very true of online dating. So, without further ado, I'll get straight to the point. Um, I had to give some background there just to explain what I'm talking about here. But basically, online dating, ladies, why is it that you never make the first move? Or why is it, let me rephrase that, why is it so rare for women to make the first move? I mean, is this sort of a mirror image of the real world, the outside world, where I think even now, men broadly are expected to make the first move with dating? To use my own experience here, I've been online dating for about a year and a half. I have messaged somewhere between, I don't know exactly, somewhere between, let's say, 50 and 80 members that I've been interested in, that I wanted to initiate some sort of contact with, sort of communication with, women I thought were attractive, were interesting, or for whatever reason, I wanted to pursue something. Now, sometimes I got communication, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes it got to the point of video calls and dialogue, and some of them I've even kept in touch with as friends, which is not ideal. It's not why you join a dating site, but it's better than nothing. Um, but roughly between 50 and 80, I've had roughly 4 or 5 women have contacted me. Now, I've given some thought to this. Firstly, a lot of people don't have the premium service on dating sites, so they literally can't respond because you have to pay for it. And, for example, I could send someone a message and all she sees is a blurred message, so she literally can't respond. And I know that because I've been in similar situations on other sites. I personally think dating sites should have it so that it's kind of matched up. Like when eHarmony gives you matches, it should only be people who can actually respond. Otherwise, it's misleading. Um, so that could be one factor, but I also think because eHarmony has a little tool that shows who has seen your message. I also think that some people just can't be bothered, or they have this attitude. Maybe they can't be bothered because they're not taking it seriously, or they have this attitude of, oh well, I better not hurt his feelings by rejecting him. But take it from me, I promise you, given a choice between politely rejecting someone for whatever reason, oh, I'm sorry, I don't think we're really compatible, I've still got feelings for my ex, whatever it is, versus saying nothing, I will always choose the former. I will always choose the former. Um, about a week ago, a young lady I messaged, she responded just that way. Thank you for your message. But I don't think we're really compatible because I'm not taking this very seriously. I was mildly disappointed, but it was a polite message, and that's it. I just wished her well, and that was it. There was nothing more to it. Now, that's not ideal, but it's a lot better than this message that you get saying, this person says goodbye. That's a little format they do on eHarmony. This person says goodbye. I've messaged them next day. This person says goodbye. Why can't she say, well, I'm sorry, thank you for your message, but I just don't think we're compatible. Or even if she doesn't want to say that, she could say, I thought I would try this online dating, but I've still got feelings from my ex. So even if it has to be a little white lie, that's better than just saying nothing, which I consider quite rude. Um, but people might say, "Oh, I'm just whining about women here." The truth is, I can't see how other guys approach this. It may well be that some guys are dismissive and rude as well, but I don't think my experience is unusual. I think on average, men have to make a lot more effort to reach out on online dating than women do. Now, women face other pressures. Okay, I'm not disregarding that. Because women probably get a lot more messages, they probably have to decipher which ones are sincere, which ones aren't. And of course, people get busy, they've got jobs, so they can't respond immediately. I don't expect that. After, let's say, a week, no responses, and even when they've seen your comment, you start wondering, well, what gives here? Um, so I just like to know, what is it? Ladies, if you're on a dating site and you like a guy, why wouldn't you message him? Or maybe you do personally. But I think most women don't. I think most women sort of think, well, guys have to make the first step. But it's 2023. Why? Why? Because I don't think my case is unusual. I never come across as desperate in my messages. I'm never sleazy. I'm always polite. I don't consider myself the best looking guy around, but I'm fairly confident. I sell myself. It's not a case of being entitled. It's not like, oh, how dare she not respond to me? It's a question of basic manners. I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my values. But I genuinely like to know, why is there this discrepancy? Why is it that there seems to still be this way of thinking? I mean, if you're a woman and you use online dating, maybe you're not relating to this at all. Maybe you're thinking, oh, hold on, Nathan. I always message guys that I like and I get ignored sometimes. Let me cite a personal example early on. There was a woman who contacted me and I simply wasn't attracted to her and I didn't see what we had in common. And I didn't want to waste her time by giving her false premises of it going somewhere, but I wasn't going to ignore her. So I told her, quite honestly, as it turns out, that I was getting closer to another member because I was at that time. And that was it. I thanked her for her time. I thanked her for her interest, but that was it. My point is, there are ways to reject someone. I'm not saying it's easy, but there's ways to do it. If you feel it's not going to work out or you're not attracted to them, probably wouldn't say like tell them, directly, oh, I'm not attracted to you. Might be a bit personal, but you could do it other ways. Just ignoring someone, I don't get that. But even as a premise, yeah, I mean, I would say, women shouldn't be afraid to make the first move. It's 2023. If you like a guy, you've nothing to lose. Just contact him. Maybe he will reject you, but it's not the end of the world. There'll be other guys out there. Um, you deserve happiness. Everyone deserves happiness. Most people do. But I think, yeah, it's something that bugs me. And the thing is, it bugs me because, there's so much cynicism around online dating to begin with. And I feel if I was a bit more enlightened about this, if I had a little bit more insight from female perspectives, I might be a bit more patient. Because right now, honestly, I'm stepping back a bit from it because I'm just finding it very frustrating and thinking like I'm sending out these messages. What is the point? But I know why I'm doing it. I don't want to be single, and I've paid for it, so I want to make a conscious effort to do that. I don't mind messaging people, but why not the equilibrium? Why is it I've sent 50 to 80 messages and I've only got about five? Now, some of those people will respond. Again, I'm always making the first step. And I reckon most guys on online dating, in fact, any male viewers watching this, I reckon that, you would concur with this, that you have almost always initiated the conversation. Um, all I'm saying is it's 2023. I don't think there should be such rigid gender rules on that. If you like a guy, go for it. You've nothing to lose, and if he rejects you, that's his loss. Just go for it. So yeah, I'd just like to know female perspectives on this. How do you approach online dating? If you ignore a guy, why? Maybe you think you're sparing his feelings, but believe me, no one likes to just be ignored. That isn't sparing someone's feelings. If you genuinely aren't attracted to him, that's fine. You're right, but make something up. Say you've got like an ex-boyfriend or something, or you don't think you have much in common or something. There's ways to do it. It doesn't mean if you respond to a guy, you're committed for life. It just means you're being polite. I genuinely like to know because I'm making this video because I could go to some sort of online forum and ask this question, but um, so many of them are riddled with rules. It's difficult to even get a starting point. So I'm putting it out in the open like this. I'm genuinely curious. I'd like to know. Do you agree with me? Do you think there is a disparity there? Why is there disparity? And for female viewers, please let me know your thoughts. I'm looking at my approach. I can't think of what I might be doing wrong because I'm confident. I'm not being too pushy. I'm not coming across as desperate in my messages. A typical message, just to give some context here, I would say something like, "Hello, um, hope you don't mind the message. Your profile seemed interesting, and you seem like an open-minded person. Smile. Um, if you're interested, maybe we could chat a bit and see if we're compatible. Hope to hear from you. Best wishes." Something along those lines. That's not exact, but it's along those lines. So to me, that's a good balance. I'm showing that I'm interested, but I'm not being too pushy or, you know, and they'll probably usually say something like, no pressure to commit. Just let's just talk. I guess I'm just cynical about this, and so many people use these sites, so I don't think it should be taboo to talk about this. I really don't. And I would like to know female perspectives. Uh, Goes without saying, any trolling comments I'm not going to tolerate, by which I mean, well, just ad hominem attacks rather than constructive comments. Okay, thanks for watching, and I do hope to hear some female perspectives on this. Let me know, by the way, in the comments if you're a man or a woman, it would be helpful. Um, Cheers.